Hi, everybody. My name is Joshua Valakaitis, founder of Tender Heart Cookies. Originally, I'm from the East Coast, Massachusetts, where I was a Dunkin' Donuts manager for about 14 years. Currently, at that moment, I thought I was living the standard American dream. I had my full-time job, I had a car, owned a house, and I had about 100 extra pounds. That's actually me there on the left in the blue, back in 2011. And through a quick Google God search, I realized that I was gluten intolerant. So what happened next is I went through a short period of elimination diet, cut gluten, dairy, and sugars, refined sugars out of my diet. And not only physically did I lose 100 pounds, but mentally I had a complete shift. They offered me to be the district manager of the company. I told them, sorry, I'm moving. So I dropped everything, left my house behind, and cashed out my 401k and moved to Colorado. And made my way into Arizona. I've been here for 4 years now. On the way, I studied to be a nutritionist and a health coach, a life coach. Got to Sedona and realized everyone's a health coach. So that wasn't going to work. The solution? Started making cookies. And it was actually really rad making cookies because I could reach more people that way instead of doing one-on-one. So my cookies are 100% gluten and vegan, gluten-free and vegan, sweetened with maple syrup. Currently almost fully organic with the exception of the almond flour, which I'm looking into. Made in Sedona, sold in the immediate towns surrounding Sedona, and also online. When I first started, that was basically what my fridge looked like. And it was a fun process of baking in there in the house once a week, and my roommate asking, hey, where's my food? I can't find it. I'm like, I'll just look in the back, it's there. So I used to hand scoop everything by myself at home once a week and deliver it to 3 main locations. The third location, Lulu's, approached me one day and said, hey, you know what, we're leaving. I'm like, oh no, a third of my business is going, what do I do? So I talked to the front-end manager at the time, Sierra, and I'm like, hey, this is a full production kitchen. Why don't we turn it into something else? So we created Synergy Kitchen together. We took it alone. We're like, we're just doing this. And it's now like an incubator kitchen that helped my business tremendously. When I first started, it's kind of cut off to the side there, but when I first started in July of 18, you can see I have a much bigger fridge. It changed everything. Within a month, I added 7 stores. And then by October to present, I had moved into Flagstaff markets, the Village, Sedona, and Cottonwood. And I was producing for 20 stores, about 360 boxes per week. And I now employ 3 people. And it's really great. I get to drive around to all the different locations and talk to all the business owners and get my socializing in for the week. What I'd like to do next is expand to the Prescott and Phoenix areas, probably a little bit of Jerome as well. I'm hoping to add about 5 to 10 locations over a 3-month period and get up to about 111 stores. And what that looks like in terms of production is for every store, each store sells an average of 18 cookies a week, and that takes 1 hour of labor. So if I added on an additional 91 stores, I'd be adding on 91 labor hours. I'm hoping to add on about 5 more scoopers, or 7 more scoopers than I already have, a delivery driver, and a local marketing team. So the finances, when I first started, it was about $4,500 a month. From October to current, it's about $8,500 a month. I stopped kind of the growth there because I wanted to see how I could up my game, make sure I'm getting all my ingredients, because my first supplier was always running out of almond flour. I'm like, I can't have that. So now I have great resources to get all my ingredients on time and every week. On average, I do about $102,000 a year in my current state. I'm projecting at 111 stores that I'll be doing about $565,000 without adding on any additional products. What I'm looking for is I would really like to buy a pallet of boxes straight from a manufacturer instead of going through a distributor. That would cut down the cost of what I'm doing. I sell a box of 6 cookies for $5.50. 54 cents of that is packaging. If I got it directly, 10,000 units of packaging, they'd be about 5-6 cents each. So bottom line right there, I'd be saving about, at my current state, $500 a month. At the new state, I'd be saving about maybe $3,000, close to. I would also want to ensure I have enough money to expand with my ingredients. Eventually get a refrigeration truck. It gets pretty warm around this area. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that. UPCs and mentoring to approach retailers such as natural grocers, which I'm currently working on already, just waiting to hear back. Thank you.
Do
you have any questions for me?
I have a couple. First of all, why did you choose the name that you did, and why are you manufacturing cookies?
Okay, right on. Well, when I first started the company, I started with some friends, and we were all living together with that fridge situation. And we came up with an idea. We called it Wild Heart Services. And the intention of Wild Heart Services was everyone involved was more of an owner than just an employee. And we wanted to create a structure where we could all help flourish our businesses together. And we're like, well, how do we get the money to do that? And I'm like, dude, let's just make cookies. So originally we were going to do an internet cafe kind of cookie style. We called it Raw Bakery. Nobody had any idea what Raw Bakery meant. We actually tried to open up a location in Cottonwood, but there was something wrong with the building. We had to get out of the lease. And at that moment, everybody fell apart. They didn't want to be doing it anymore. My baker moved back to Colorado. My friend Kendall, I'm still in touch with, and my other friend Trisha, we're still best friends. She works at Indian Gardens. So we're like, let's do this as a way to funnel money in so that we can help expand other businesses. So Raw Bakery was confusing. People thought they were just raw cookie dough. I started calling them Tender Almond Hearts. And then from there, I'm like, okay, I need to rebrand because nobody's really doing it besides me anymore. So I named it THC, Tender Heart Cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You mentioned some expansion, thoughts on expansion. Could you talk a little bit about what you're planning? What items you might be adding to your menu?
Yeah, of course. I've already done some sampling out to a couple of my stores. I'm deciding that from participating in the local hemp fest that we had, I created hemp-based cookies and hemp, non-psychoactive, ground up organic hemp seeds and made nut butter. And out of that, I'm like, whoa, I can turn this into milk. So I'm like, whoa, I'm just going to become a milk and cookie company. Why not? Let's nail all the childhood dreams. So I produced some milk, and I figure about half of my locations can use that milk. A lot of them are cafes, so I'm also going to source from the Verde Valley area pecans and try to make a pecan milk that I can approach cafes to make for their beverages, just steam right there, do half gallons. With the nut butters, the grocery stores like Mount Hope, Interdependence, maybe even food items in some of the restaurants. And also out of the hemp milk, I partnered with Charles over at Heartline Cafe, and we made an ice cream. We made a strawberry hemp ice cream, sold it for dessert one night, and we're like, whoa, this is so great. Why don't we try doing something like this too? And I figure just the time it would take to make all that would also increase what I would need. I would need definitely a bigger kitchen at that point. I would need more employees than I'm already thinking I'm going to add on. And I would always make this my hub for production and then slowly spiral out on the map as I've been doing already. After Phoenix, I'd like to take it up north a little bit more, maybe towards the Grand Canyon. And I'm also looking at Colorado and other states as I go forward. But this will all be my home base.